The black sheep is always the truth teller of the family.
Not that I care what people think, but enough is enough.
I always wondered if you felt that pressure.
No, light is not heavy. Carry light.
If you and your wife had an indigo child, while y'all sleep, they traveling at night to other planets. In the black community, most of them end up getting killed.
We finally done. It's just, it's something in the air.
Call yourself indigo, chosen one, empath. There's gonna be a point on the journey where you snap.
And if in the end it helps some other people out, well then that's fine too.
Share light.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Tremonti Unfiltered, where we talk about empaths, highly sensitive people, specifically women, and how to overcome certain battles, uphill battles, and also how to embrace ourselves, right? So today I'm just getting out of my yoga session. I feel lighter. I have this thing that I do, you guys. Every couple of hours I set my reminders. I have daily reminders, one at 10, one at 3, one at 7. And each of these reminders ask me, how are you feeling? And I have in parentheses, check emotional wheel. And the emotional wheel, the main emotions, joy, peace, power, anger, fear, and sorrow. And then from those branches, you have all of these different adjectives on how to describe your emotions. And right now, I just checked and I feel relaxed and at peace, very serene. I wanted to make this video, one, to honor myself and challenge and stay disciplined when it comes to posting on YouTube, because for years I've said to myself, I want a YouTube channel. I want to create a band. I want a YouTube channel. And now that I finally have it, I have a brand, I have a channel, I have my intro. I'm finding it harder and harder to stay consistent. It's really the consistency, y'all. Staying consistent is hard. This shit is hard as hell. I mean, really, because you look up and you say to yourself, I didn't even post this week. I told myself I'll post every week, and I'm a little late. My last post was 8 days ago, but we're here now. Today, I wanted to talk about healing, and not just healing, but healing our nervous system. It's been something heavy on my heart to talk about lately, because I've been noticing that once I'm regulated, I'm able to think. Once I'm able to think, I'm able to act. And once I'm able to act, I'm able to receive. And once I'm able to receive, I'm able to be. And I never knew how much my nervous system was dysregulated until moving to the area that I'm in now. I can't disclose the area I'm in now, but I moved recently. I've been here for about 7 months now, and with the beautiful scenery, the mountains, the scenery here is just breathtaking. It's something that you only see out of a movie. And I wake up every day grateful that God has allowed me to receive these blessings. But I want to jump back into the topic of nervous system. A lot of empaths have childhood trauma from our parents, trauma from our siblings, trauma from our schoolmates, trauma from our teachers. And a lot of us also have scored very high on the ACE test. I'm going to put that in the description below. I also put a link for those who want to take the test. The ACE test is Adverse Childhood Experiences. And the higher you score on that test, the more likelihood of you being very anxious or avoidant, dysregulated adult. Because when we go through these experiences and we don't know how to overcome them as children, which typically most children don't know how to overcome their circumstances or their feelings towards the different situations that they're in. They don't know how to regulate their nervous system appropriately. And so become impulsive. Substance abuse is at an all-time high. The emotional responses are skewed. Because any little thing is a huge trigger. But it's because we weren't taught how to deal with those heavy, strong emotions. And as empaths, we feel it on an even deeper level. Everything is intense. All my empaths know, even lighting. You can walk into a room and the lighting can throw you off. That's how sensitive we are. We're sensitive to touch, sensitive to sound. So going through something traumatic as a child and being extremely sensitive, it'll cause your nervous system to go into shock mode. And there are 4 different responses that we have. So we have flight. Everybody's heard of that. Flight, run away. As soon as something traumatic happens, you run. Then you have fight. So your response is to fight, to stay on guard, to fight for your life, safety mode, self-preservation. Then you have freeze. You don't know what to do. So you're stuck in that very moment. And then last but not least, and this is a new addition to the responses, it's called fawning, which is essentially you acquiesce to the predator or to the trigger. You try to appease the trigger, or you try to minimize who you are. You try to minimize your body or minimize your emotions. Or fawning, just think of Bambi. When I think of fawning, I think of Bambi. Learning about these different responses over time, over the past years, whether in school or real life experiences, has caused me to realize that I've been doing a lot of freezing and fawning and flight. I'm not really a fighter. In fact, I've lost fights more than I like to admit. I'm definitely not a fighter. I respond in a way that I try to over appease others, or I acquiesce. And I just want to make this video today because leaving my yoga class, I felt a sense of so much relief. And I said to myself, I wonder if other empaths realize how they respond to certain triggers. And when you don't have those triggers in your life, you start to truly embrace who you are and just your baseline. I didn't really do too much today. I didn't overextend myself. I didn't overexert myself. And I felt great. And this is just my baseline. And I can safely say I haven't felt this good as far as just a normal day in a long, long time. And so this is gonna be short, but I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about the different responses and how to recognize your triggers and how to recognize how you respond to your triggers, because I feel once you're able to recognize how you respond to your triggers, it's easier for you to combat that. So for a long time I froze. Now when I get triggered, I immediately go into deep breathing techniques that I've been learning for the past 5 months. Just releasing that energy and realizing that I don't need to do anything in that moment but just be. Breathe and be. And that typically helps me to problem solve. I hope this video helps someone out there when you're faced with the traumatic experience or trigger. Start realizing how you respond to those triggers. That's the first step. And admitting to yourself how you've been responding. Because I think that's another thing too. We shy away from our truth. But yeah, subscribe, like, comment, and I hope to see you guys back soon for another video. All right. Have a great evening.